Welcome back to Pemberton's Farm for episode 17, the final episode, with me, MrSealyp. Well, here we are again, ladies and gents, for the final episode in our Pemberton's Farm, BALLAM RD Dairy Farming series. It's time to move on. I've got some jobs to do before I go, though. We're leaving on a jet plane. So anyway, yeah, we're going off elsewhere. I've got a vehicle I want to buy, I mentioned before. My field is ready to harvest. Winter July, a couple of months have passed. The Pembertons have been busy. If you remember a couple of episodes back, we helped them deliver a load of stuff up to the biogas plant. You have already seen my baling contracts I did in the last episode paid off really well. We were up to about 380 something thousand, but you've also seen, that you should have seen, there was a screenshot. We had a second-hand feed mixer pop up for 20 grand, so I bought that. So I've been feeding our cows. Our cows have reproduced, so the cows we got from the Pembertons, we've doubled up our stock. So the farm's doing really well, actually. So yeah, we've got a second-hand feed mixer. I think I've got some feed in there. I need to give them some feed in just a moment. We've been using the bales from here. I did knock a couple over, but we won't talk about that. So what I'm going to do today, before we head off, like I said, I've got a vehicle I'm going to buy. You know where we got the bales from for the Pembertons when we went to get the straw bales, and they had that lovely little old Volvo loader, and there was that little Ford tractor. I said about buying the Ford tractor. They've got a Land Rover, so I'm going to buy a Land Rover from them. We are going to feed the animals. I'm going to... Our chickens have reproduced. They've filled up all of this anyway. So what we're going to do is harvest our little field next door of our barley. The barley will go into the silo. Whoever ends up buying the farm next, they're going to be good to go. They've got chickens, they've got feed for the chickens, the cows have reproduced. I'm not selling my cows. They're going to be sold as the whole lot, a going concern for someone to buy this little farmstead if they want to. We have done what we set out to do. We came on, we helped out the Pembertons. I said I wanted to help them out with whatever they were doing. We did silage harvest, we did food for them, we've moved silage, we did baling, we've done a whole load of stuff, and they're doing really well. When we go over to help them in a moment, say in a moment, in a little while, over at their secondary part of the farm over here, they've got some beef stock. Now I did say beef stock are going to have to go off because they go to the farm shop when they're ready to go. I know the Pembertons actually at the moment have, the last episode I watched, they were sorting out some beef stock that to go. One of their Angus cows was going. I got the impression that Tom Pemberton was quite sad about it. Normally they very much kind of like, it's a business, this is what we do, this is what we have to do. It was Junior that went, one of the Highlands, and he genuinely seemed a bit, I don't know, you mentioned it quite a few times. Anyway, so we're going to come over to the secondary farm, and we've got some of their Angus cattle. I think we're going to be taking off to be sorted out, as you might be aware. So we're going to start off doing this first. Let's raise our header up. Still got my little far harvester. It's all we really needed, as it turned out. We're going to go out onto the lane, through the gate, get that harvested. It's going to leave some straw swath behind, so if anyone wants it for baling, they absolutely can. Hopefully my pipe will be long enough that I should be able to unload into the trailer over the fence, so I won't need to move the trailer through. I got this through on the way in, didn't I? I did, yeah. It should be fine. Keep nice and tight to the fence post, we should be alright. So yeah, a couple of jobs soon. Like I say, we'll head over to the Pembertons. You also saw, I think I did a clip, didn't I? Their raw milk has been selling like hotcakes, so the raw milk's been selling really well. Milk's been going to the dairy. They've still been producing their cheese and their butter. I sold a load of that for them. I say sold it for them, moved it for them into the farm shop. So yeah, they've done all right. I mean, I think they're up over 500 grand in the bank at the moment. So yeah, I think what we've done coming on here and helping, we've helped them, we've helped ourselves, we've done all right. So what we'll do, we'll get this going. And yeah, get the harvest done. Then I'll go into the beef stock. We'll go over and check out the farm just to show you kind of where they're at. The amount of manure they've got. They have been the contractors working on their behalf, and they themselves, like I say, they've been stocking up the biogas plant whenever they've needed to. They did take some silage over, as far as I'm aware, but the manure is just, they can't keep up with it. It is piling up. They've been taking it to the biogas plant, but it's still, there's loads of it. I don't think I turned tight enough there. The thing I could do is reversing. That would probably be easier, wouldn't it? But yeah, I didn't get tight enough into the post there. I need to go more there. There we go. That's better. Do I need to... I always forget to do this. Straw swath is on. Cool. So we did some farming, we've done some animals, we've done a whole load of stuff. But like I said in the last episode, it's that situation. There's a limit to the variety of jobs and things I can do on here. There's a limit to the amount of ground that can be purchased separately. Wow, that's a good start. Yeah, there's a limit to what we can do on here. So I think moving on is probably the best thing we can do. I've enjoyed it. I know it's not been everyone's cup of tea, but it's been good fun. And it's that thing that I'll do an episode here and there. And like I say, with everything that went on with the channel, and there's been a couple of big gaps, and unfortunately that's just the way it worked out. But every time I go on and watch one of the episodes, I'm like, wow. You know, I was doing that the other day, or I was there the other day. I was going around that. You know, it doesn't happen very often that you get to go on a map that you are aware of. Some of you may have even been on maps and played on maps of places you've actually been to. I haven't been there yet, but it's cool when you know a place. You know, you feel more connected to it, I think. So while I'm doing this, again, I want to just a massive thank you to all the guys on the Discord, the contractors that came on and helped me. It was something a bit different. Again, not everyone's cup of tea, not everyone liked it, not everyone got it. It's been a bit different with doing it on multiplayer. Again, we are on the multiplayer server from Gportal, and if you're looking for a multiplayer server, Gportal, there is a link in the description. You'll get a discount, and it works really well. You can use multiplayer anyway if you just go into multiplayer, but using the server just gives you a bit more scope and to do stuff, and it doesn't rely on your whatever you're using it on. If you're doing crossplay, it doesn't rely on your console or your PC because it's done through a separate server. So it's well worth doing. Oh no, talking. I thought the tank was bigger than that. I've lost some crop. Never mind. Let's do pipe out. go. That worked out all right. Yeah, so I want to say thank you to those guys for coming on. It made it more immersive. It made I enjoyed that as an idea. I thought it was really cool. So thank you to all of them for coming on and giving up their time to do it as well, which was really kind of them. They are always offering their assistance, always offering their help, and I really do appreciate it. I know I don't say it to them often enough, but they are fantastic people. Whoever, I mean, I did think about leasing a baler and doing some straw bales, so we've got a bit of bedding here that we can either sell on or take to the Pembertons or whatever, but there's not going to be a huge amount of bales off this. You might get, I don't know, 5 or 6 maybe off it. If you set it on the small bale setting, maybe, or if you've got a round baler, it might just be set 125cm bales anyway, so you'll only get one particular size, but it's straw at the end of the day. It will help with whoever needs it. And I'm almost certain I know what's going to happen. If it does happen, I think we may be in a position where I might, for the first time in quite a while, and I haven't done it for quite a while, I might run 2 Let's Plays together. Do one day, one the other. I used to do it quite a lot, and you know, I'll be honest, when I did do it, and people say, "Oh, it was much better when you used to do that." But for me personally, the logistics of keeping up with it and remembering what I'd done on each one, I used to struggle quite a lot with that. It may not have come across that way when I was doing the videos and stuff, but it was quite difficult to keep up with, and especially when we moved on to FS22 with all the new stuff and all the production chains and all the things you could do on top of what you used to be able to do. It became so much more complicated to keep a track of. Probably why I kind of moved away from doing 2 Let's Plays and just doing one and then moving to a second. But like I say, the map I've decided to move to, I can almost, I've done it again, I can almost see what's going to happen. I'm going to start off on that map, and then a new one's going to come out. One of the ones I've talked about that I wanted to go on to will come out within days of me starting my new Let's Play. That's almost a guarantee. Sorry, I'm going to finish off this field, and then we'll go and get the beef stock. We'll do them, go over to the Pembertons because I need to take their vehicle back. I did think about selling my cows, but in all honesty, I've got 364 grand. The baling contracts went really well. Baling contract for the field there behind me, field 17, is available. That pays 24 grand. That was one of the first ones I did, and we had a ton of bales left over from that one before. So could I make a load more money before I moved on? I absolutely could, but in all honesty, I've got enough for what I want to do. I think I should be okay for what I want to do. Even buying the Land Rover before we go, we'll still have, I reckon, about 300,000. Now that 300,000, as you know, it's not going to go very far, because where we're going, we don't have anything. We're not going to be starting with any land or anything, so I'm going to need that money to buy myself a plot of land and anything else I need to do. So yeah, we're going to be kind of a sort of start from scratch. Sometimes you do a start from scratch in your own land already. I'll have a bit of money, so I will be able to buy some, but that's not going to give me much money for buying any vehicles or machinery, so I am going to have to do contract work like I've done before. But I think the map I'm going on to, there's more scope for more things, more productions. I want to go back to the Western Wilds kind of philosophy of things. When new stuff comes out, I want to try new things out as well. While I've been doing this Let's Play, and when I was doing Silver and Forest, because Silver and Forest was predominantly forestry with all the new stuff, there was still a load of stuff I didn't get to do as part of the Platinum DLC. You know, I didn't do the pet accessories, I didn't do much in the way of like the armoires and those kind of things. There was a load of stuff that I didn't get to do, which I might have a go at, but it's just nice to go then have a look back through and think, okay, well, all of these production chains have come out since then, which ones do these can have a go at? You know, I talked about, when I did Silver and Forest, about doing milkshake, and realised that it wasn't the milkshake thing that had come out. That has now come out. There's the bottled milk thing that came out the other day. So I might do something like that. So yeah, I've got a bit more scope moving forward. My finances have depleted somewhat. The contractors came in. I decided to get a bit of bale, so contractor came in. We've got 4 bales. There was 4 and a bit, not enough for a full bale. Not even close enough that I could find some store elsewhere. So yeah, money's gone out of the bank account. The Land Rover has been purchased. We just need to go and collect it. I've paid the money for it. We ended up with 6,066 litres of barley. What's interesting, that field when I first harvested it had nothing done to it. And I thought I got more sorghum than that off of it when I first harvested it. And bearing in mind I limed it, did I lime it and fertilised it? And then weeded it. That's not as much as I thought. Anyway, not to worry. Don't worry, the chickens are very resilient to being run over. They do move out of the way. Honest governor. Let's get a bit of feed in for them. Oh, okay, didn't take very much at all. And then we'll put the rest of this in the silo. Then we'll whiz over to the other part of the farm, get those cows moved over. Oh, I need to put some top mix ration in for the cows. Here we get to use our second-hand feed mixer. I was going to, if I had stayed, it's that kind of thing, you know. If I had stayed on here, I have got a front loader attachment on the styer that I bought. I still can't get over that styer was less than £3 grand. It needs, you'll see when I get in it, that it needs completely fixing. It is in need of massive repair. But I know the repair bill is going to be more than what I paid for the vehicle. So you then think, is it worth it? Is it worth repairing it? So I just leave it? I might as well just leave it. Right, let's put that there. Leave that there. We'll hop the fence. Yeah, it's it does need some repair work. I'm so pleased that this. Yeah, this has worked out really well. We've got some milk here as well. Actually, we could sell. Take it over to the raw milk dispenser. Yeah, look at that bottom right. The repair's completely on the red. But I know it will just be a silly amount of money. Go. As I say, it shouldn't take too much, but okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, feed done. Put that back there. It's worked out so well. When I started, it was that kind of. I wasn't even really anticipating making my own farm. That just kind of developed. I was just going to come on and work as just a helper, just another helper on the Pembertons farm, and just do a load of farm work on there. But that kind of thing of developing or starting my own little homestead just kind of happened, really. So we're good to go. They've got some Angus in. I'm sure it's Angus in here. You see what I mean about the manure? This is piled up here. Over the other side, it's piled up in both locations for the cows, plus where I've been moving it and putting it into their midden. It's just crazy. Yeah, there they go. They're in there. So what we should be able to do. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to switch over onto the Pembertons payroll. That way I can access and move their stock for them. I just need to do that. And as you can see, their finances are doing pretty good. 535 grand. They'll make some more money as well when we sort these cattle out for them. I don't know how their biogas plants look at the moment. That's not my responsibility, as it turns out. Oh, that's an. Whoa, hang on. Oh, they've had some new births. Oh wow, okay, so it's probably the perfect time then for. I wasn't expecting that. Let's move those. Move to trailer, and I think we can do one of those, can't we? Yeah. Oh, that's good. So we're taking 6 out, but they're left with 9, which will then grow, and everything will be good in the world. Let's get the beacons on. So every animal in the UK, sheep, pigs, cows, everything, they have their passport when they go off, when they get transferred, when they get sold, wherever they're going to, that has to be, it goes with them, it's logged. So these are going to go to the livestock market first. They've got to be checked and processed, and then then onwards from there. Like I said, we'll take when I've done that, we'll whiz back over to the Pembertons. I'll show you where they're at, and then we'll whiz down, grab our Land Rover, and I think we'll be heading off. And this time I'm taking my Land Rover with me. Like I said, sometimes before I've got to where I'm going and thought, well, you know what? I mean, that's not to say as I move through on the next farm, I don't decide to buy something that's more kind of fitting for the location. But I've done it before where it's gone, it's got stuck in transit or hasn't cleared customs, that kind of thing. I'm going to make absolute certain, having just purchased it, that it's coming with me. Tight turn here. Hopefully nothing's coming the other way. Straight down. Watch out for traffic coming out, because they don't tend to stop. That we're good. Let's go. That's all right now. I will see you up at the Pembertons farm in a moment. Good to see all the grass has regrown from our silaging work. Fields are all good to go again, everything's ready. What I'll do is I'll swing this round. See what I mean? So there's the midden through there. There's so much in there, it's ridiculous. Plus there's manure around the back there. And there's manure at the other point as well. So yeah, that's crazy. Still got tomatoes growing. They did use some of the silage here over to the biogas plant, but has been used for total mixed ration. Yes, more manure in here. Some of the cows have been kept inside. I think these are the... I want to say these are the dry cows. I think these are the dry cows. The calves that were in the side shed haven't reached maturity yet. There's various different separations, but then the rest of the cows, including the rest of the beef stock, are all out in the field. All very happy. We had them in during the winter, but they're out now. And then sheep. They've got grass. They're producing wool still. They've reproduced as well. I think there's 30 in here now. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more in there. I know that was something Tom Pemberton was talking about recently, about they want to increase their lamb stock again for the farm shop. I think it's because they're coming up on Easter. I know he was saying that about the beef stock the other day, coming up on Easter. It was that weird thing. Turkey at Christmas was always the kind of thing. The only other time we ever had turkey at home when I was growing up was at Easter. My dad was adamant, and it was before it was when I was a kid. But you couldn't get frozen turkeys in a lot of places, and the only place we would always get a fresh turkey for Easter, and we'd drive out to a place called St Albans, not far from, I'll say not far, 10 miles or so, to this little supermarket to buy a fresh turkey every Easter. It's the only other time other than Christmas that we ever had turkey. I know these days a lot of people have all sorts of stuff, don't they? So milk in here. How are we looking? Oh, there's a whole load of milk ready to be collected, but there we go, the dairy. They've got 29,000 litres, which is being produced or run through at the moment, and there should be more cheese and butter. There you go, all going around here. So everything's working really well, and I would like to think that we helped out in some small way at making them more productive. I was hoping before we came to the end of this that the update for BALLAM RD Dairy Farming would have come out, because it did change a few things. Collisions, the section in the middle here was going to be removed, because it has been in real life, has been removed. But I think as well it's probably a good time to move on, because there is so much changing on the farm in real life at the moment that it doesn't actually look as much like this as it did. It really, really has changed. And again, I'll say, if you don't follow Tom Pemberton, jump on, have a look. It's great stuff. He's a fantastic bloke, and when you see the stuff he's done, the stuff he's achieved over the last 6 years or so, it's absolutely astounding. So I bid you farewell, Pemberton's farm. I'm off to grab my Land Rover. I'm not sure what state it's going to be in, but we'll see. Might need a bit of repair work. I would imagine it's going to need a bit of a clean up. The other thing I'm thinking as well, as I head down the road, is that little Ford tractor they had. I'm just thinking where I'm going. I think it's going to be just going to be too small. I was thinking, shall I make an offer on it and get myself a little trailer, take the Land Rover and that little Ford tractor on the back? Is that an expense I don't really want to have to pay? Potentially. I'll see you down there in a moment. We'll pick up the Land Rover. I guess you won't know till we start on the new map and we go to our new farm, whether or not I have bought it or not. I don't know whether I will or not. I don't know how much use it will be, but we'll see. Right then. Well, they've still got more straw bale. I wonder if we could sell our straw bales to them. They obviously take them in from elsewhere, or they bale them themselves. I don't really know. So, as far as I know, there it is in all its glory. Wow, that's going to need some work, isn't it? Yeah, I think that would work. A little trailer, that little Ford, 7610 on the back. Mind you, it doesn't have a front 3-point link. But it could do like sprayer work or stuff, I guess. I'm just thinking, little rear sprayer. If I'm going to take on contract work where I go to, because I'm going to need to earn money to progress whatever I'm going to do, a little fertiliser spreader on the back of that, that might not be a nice cheap way of kind of getting into it. It's whether or not I can get them shipped or not. So, here it is. Yeah, it's going to need some work. But, it's ours. We've got 312,306. Now, when we move to our new farm, will that money have gone down? Will I have a trailer with the Ford in the back? All will be revealed on the next episode, on the new Let's Play. Interesting thing, I don't know if I talked about this before. I'm just thinking, when these came out, the Santanas, the Land Rovers, did I talk about them? Yeah, the Series 1s when they first came out. And I think this is a Series 2. It's got that, the sort of slightly different rounded front end. And I don't know, it's got a little bit of Series 1 about it. But the colours they came in, this heritage green, the slight blue, the camouflage green. The reason all the original Land Rovers came in those colours was because they were using old Ministry of Defence paint stock left from fighter aircraft, left from Spitfires and Hurricanes and stuff like that. So it was all paints they'd managed to get hold of, because one of the brothers on their farm where they were working on the Series 1 was serving RF or ex-RF, so they had access to it. So that's why they were painting the undersides of Spitfires and stuff were painted in this heritage green, often the blues, and then obviously the camo paints on the top with the browns and the greens and stuff like that. That's why, and the beiges for the roofs and things like that, that's why they were these colours originally. So I just thought I'd throw that in there, a little bit of extra information. So off we go then on new adventures. I'd imagine it's going to need cleaning, a bit of a clean before we transport it. I'm not sure any shipper or handler is going to want to touch this in this state. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play. This, the next one, I'm going more storyline focused potentially. I'm giving it some thought. If you have enjoyed this episode, if you have enjoyed the Let's Play, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.